Welcome to the Yes Prep Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Baylor University.
Hi, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here this morning. My name is Cassie Rodriguez. I'm the North Houston Area Admissions Counselor for Baylor. I do have just a couple of slides to show with some more information about Baylor, so I'll go ahead and go through that, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions at the end. So a little bit of information about Baylor. We are located in Waco, Texas, so that's about a 2.5-hour drive from the North Houston area. I myself grew up in West Houston. I always thought it was the perfect distance. You're not super far away, but you're also not right around the corner. We're also the oldest.
Presentation is in presenter mode. If you go to display settings and change it, it's just showing like the next slide ahead.
Okay, is that better?
Now it's the same. At the top, there's display settings.
Let's see. Right here?
Maybe.
That's okay. I guess I can just present from here if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Just for the sake of time. So we're the oldest continuously operating university in Texas. We were open in 1985 by the Republic of Texas. So we're very proud of our age. And we're also a private Christian university. So we have always been and always will be as long as the university is open. And of course, that means that we want to provide a caring Christian community for all of our students. You don't have to be a Christian to come to Baylor. We welcome all students. We want to make sure that you have a good environment to grow in. And then a little bit about our academics. We have over 140 majors and minors that you can choose from. We also have various academic tracks that you can add on to any major of your choice. These tracks include things like pre-med and pre-law, as well as several others that can help customize your academic journey. Our average class size is 26, and our student-faculty ratio is 14:1. We're also a top-tier research university, so we want to make sure that all students have the opportunity to do research as early as their freshman year. A little bit about our numbers. Baylor has about 14,000 undergraduate students from freshmen through seniors, so we are considered a medium-sized college. And then we also have our own online job and internship database called Handshake with thousands of different job and internship opportunities posted. So as you can see, there's more than enough to go around, and those numbers there at the bottom do represent our success rates with sending students off to medical school and law school. So we definitely attract a lot of students that are interested in pre-med and pre-law, so we're very proud of that. We want to make sure that they're competitive for whatever their next step is past Baylor. So a little bit about our application. One thing I wanted to point out is that Baylor does have a free application. So even if you're slightly interested in Baylor, I would go ahead and apply just because it is free to do so. And you can apply through our website, the Common App, or Apply Texas, just whichever one you prefer. We don't have a preference, but all three applications do involve creating a Go Baylor account. And the Go Baylor account is going to serve as your portal for all things Baylor admissions. So you want to make sure that you've activated that and you're keeping up with it. So that you don't miss anything important, including your decision. These are the things that we are requiring. Much like most other universities, we are going to have a test optional application for this year. So for those of you that are seniors, you do not have to have a test score to apply to Baylor or to qualify for an academic scholarship. So you can apply with or without a test score. We'll also need your official high school transcript as well as an essay in order to complete your application. We have two application deadlines, November 2nd and February 1st. I would highly recommend meeting that November 2nd deadline if you consider Baylor one of your top choices, because this is when we're going to admit the majority of our students, about 2/3, and it's also when we're going to receive the majority of our applications. We also have two different forms of financial aid you can complete, both the FAFSA and the CSS profile. Definitely prioritize these. Our priority deadline for financial aid is also on November 2nd. So you want to make sure that you are submitting these applications to apply for that need-based financial aid, because it is super important whenever it comes to helping pay for college. And then this is my contact information. Feel free to take a picture, to screenshot this. Like I said, I manage North Houston for Baylor. So I serve as your direct point of contact for all things Baylor. So you can make sure to always reach out to me directly, and I can help you with any part of the application process, or if you just need some more information. So our main website is also listed there. So you can always check out that website so you can kind of go over anything that we've talked about. With that being said, I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Okay. And then, yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly or put them in the chat, and I'm more than happy to help.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Texas Christian University.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Wright and I am here with TCU. I am going to go ahead and share my screen with all of you today. I know that there's probably a lot of you who have not been able to visit our beautiful campus in person, so my hope is to bring TCU to you today through the use of some photos of some hot spots on our campus. We are located in Fort Worth, Texas, which is right in the heart of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We are also a private Christian institution, and our student body right now has about 9,500 undergraduate students with right around 1,000 graduate students on top of that. So we are incredibly undergraduate focused. Having a smaller student body also means that you're going to have some smaller class sizes. So your average class size here is going to be about 27 to 30 students. Our largest lecture hall on campus only holds about 100 students. So if you've ever seen movies with 300 to 400 people in a lecture hall, if that makes you kind of nervous, that's not something that you'll see here. With those smaller class sizes, you're also going to get the chance to get to know your professors a little bit more. So you'll get more one-on-one time with them to not only work on things in the classroom, but also to help with connections and networking opportunities for things outside of the classroom and your potential career goals. With that said, you're going to have a very catered educational experience here. So if that's something that you're looking for, we're definitely a good fit that way. We do have over 115 academic majors for you to choose from. We are most well known for our departments in the School of Business, Nursing, and Pre-Health, but we do have 8 academic colleges on campus, so hopefully there's a little something for everyone. We're also a very spirited and engaged campus. In this photo, this is a picture of our student section from one of our TCU home games. We are very proudly a part of the Big 12 Conference, and as a TCU student, you can get into any home football game or any athletic event absolutely free. Not only are we really spirited on the sidelines when it comes to athletic events, but we're also very active and engaged on our campus. Our students are very leadership driven, and we do have over 250 clubs and organizations that you can be a part of here. It's also very easy to start your own club. So if you don't see something represented on campus and you would like to start something of your own, you are more than welcome to do so. All right, so this is a photo of our library. One of our main goals that's actually in our mission at TCU is to help set you up for success post-grad. So as you can see on this screen, 85% of our undergrads are employed or in grad school within 3 months of graduating. What that shows us is that we are giving students the skills and the knowledge that they need to be successful in their field post-grad. We do have a lot of academic services as well as a career services center on campus that you can also benefit from. So again, just going back to that goal of trying to make sure that you are set up for success post-grad. All right, at TCU, we do require that you live on campus the first 2 years. We have been ranked 3rd in the nation for best college dorms, and our freshman dorms are conveniently located within walking distance of all of our campus hotspots. So we do have that student union that you saw earlier with things like a Chick-fil-A, coffee shop, meal center on campus. You also have Frog Fountain and the Commons that are very close within walking distance. So the hope is that with living on campus, you are right next door to all of the fun and action that's taking place at TCU. All right, so with all of that fun said, what does the timeline to apply look like? This is our typical freshman timeline, and this will take place during your senior year. So our application did open on August 1st. We do also have 2 early deadlines coming up on November 1st. Those are early decision, which is binding, and early action, which is not binding. With both of these applications, you'll hear from us no later than January 1st, which gives you an entire semester to decide if you want to attend TCU by May 1st. We also have a spring application deadline on February 1st, which is for regular decision. There really is no penalty to applying regular decision. Just keep in mind that you'll hear from us by April 1st, which only gives you about a month to weigh your options before we have that TCU reply date. When we're looking at your applications here, we have a holistic review process, which means that we take into consideration every single detail of your application. Of course, we're looking at your academics with your GPA and your overall transcript, but I also want to point out that for fall 2021 admissions, we're going completely test optional. What that means is that we are not requiring an SAT or an ACT for not only admission to the university, but also for scholarship considerations. So just keep that in mind when you're applying. Of course, we're going to look at your co-curriculars and your activities resume. We want to make sure that you already know how to balance a work and play schedule. We believe in very hard work in the classroom and achieving a really high quality of education while also balancing having a fun social life outside of the classroom. We'll have things like concerts, big name celebrities and comedians on campus, puppies in the commons for finals week that you can play with, those big athletic games. So there's a lot of distractions outside of the classroom, and we want to make sure that you're preparing yourself to balance both. We also have your essay, which is that writing sample, your teacher and counselor recommendation letter, and then something not on this list is our optional portion of our application called the freedom of expression, where you can upload anything that's additional about yourself to help your application stand out. All right, that kind of wraps up TCU in a nutshell. We really want to help you take the lead and find your passion to help leave a legacy and leave your mark at TCU, which is definitely doable thanks to our smaller student body. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about TCU or the admissions process, or if you'd like to register to come visit our campus, we are open for tours. You will have my contact information here, as well as that website to where you can register for campus visits. So we hope to see you guys soon. Please let us know if you have any questions. Go Frogs!
Thank you. Just a reminder to send in your Q&A questions at any point, and next we'll be hearing from Drexel University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sagar Patel. I'm one of the assistant directors on the first year admissions team. So I'm here today representing Drexel University. I'm just going to get started right into it. So the best way to describe Drexel University is right on your screen, a comprehensive research institution that's a leader in experiential learning in the city of Philadelphia. When it comes to research, Drexel is the R1 research institution, which is the highest level of research institution you can be in the nation. So if you're looking to do any sort of research in your undergrad time, Drexel is a perfect place to come to. And the cool thing is, regardless of your major, you do, you do have research opportunities. The next thing Drexel is known for is our experiential learning aspect. We have a very unique program called Co-op. We'll get into that in about 2 to 3 slides of what co-op means for you in the Drexel time and also what it means for you in the long term as well. Oh, wait, I just stopped sharing, I think. Is it up again?
Looks good.
All right, thank you. So kind of go over our student population. Drexel has a little bit over 15,000 undergrad students. These students come from not only all over the nation, but also all over the world. We currently have over 46 different states and over 125 different countries represented on our campus. Even though we have over 15,000 students, we're considered kind of like a mid-sized or larger university. We're still able to provide a small hands-on academic experience, with the median class size being only 19 students per class and the student to faculty ratio being 11:1. And all of our students housed in one of the many different colleges that's currently falling down your screen. At Drexel, we have over 80 different undergrad majors, including close to 15 different accelerated programs that you could apply to as a senior in high school. So if you're looking to do anything post-undergrad, such as grad school, you just get a jump start and apply into these programs as a senior in high school, such as 5-year master's programs, 6-year DPT programs, or 8-year med school programs. Here at Drexel, we have a very unique curriculum. This unique curriculum incorporates real-world experience with world-class academics. And what I mean by this is this whole co-op notion that I already mentioned is a very unique thing where you not only get to work in your field, but it's basically after you test drive your career. And before you go to your first co-op, we have a whole career center on campus that'll help you with this whole co-op thing. We'll take a class called Co-op 101, which will help you with the whole co-op world, including how to navigate our database of over 1,500 different co-op locations, and also how to do all your fine skills, such as resume writing, cover letters, thank you letters, etc. The unique thing about Drexel's co-op program is that this year, Drexel did celebrate 100 years of co-op, which makes us one of the biggest and oldest co-op schools in the nation. And the thing about co-op is it's kind of like an internship, but it's to the next level. While you're on co-op, it does not necessarily only happen over the summer. Two, co-op, close to 85% of our co-ops are paid, with the median salary being $18,000 for the 6-month co-op. And three, this is, again, you're not just stapling papers, grabbing coffee all day, you're doing meaningful work in your field of study. And in many cases, this is considered entry-level work for your field of study. So here at Drexel, we actually have 2 different curriculums you could choose from. We have a 4-year plan of study and a 5-year plan of study. In the 4-year plan of study, the student walks away with 6 months of hands-on experience. In the 5-year, they walk away with 18 months of hands-on experience in their resume. And the important thing is whether the student's there for 4 years or 5 years, you're in class for the same amount of academic quarters, which means you pay the same amount of net tuition. While you're in co-op, you do not pay any tuition. Also, Drexel is a Division I athletic school with over 350 clubs and organizations. Besides that, we're also located in the city of Philadelphia, which is the 6th largest city in the nation. Philadelphia is also home to over 250,000 college students. And what this means for you is that this city is built for you, your wants, your needs, your expectations. The city of Philadelphia can most likely provide it for you. When it comes to the application, we require basically the same thing as a lot of other universities. We require transcripts, letters of recommendation, essays, all the other things that you see on the screen right now. It's important to note that if you are currently a senior in high school, Drexel is going test optional, which means no SAT or ACTs are required. They are not required for admissions or for scholarships. Every student at Drexel is automatically reviewed for merit-based scholarships, so you don't have to check off a separate box or put in a separate application or anything like that. After that, we obviously accept the FAFSA, which is federal need-based aid, and we also accept the CSS profile, which is institutional need-based aid. When it comes to admissions, everything related to admissions comes with a deadline, with early action, early decision being November 1st. If you're in that wave, the CSS profile deadline is November 15th. If you're not interested in early action, early decision, regular decision is January 15th, with the CSS being February 15th. Then the deadline to make a decision for Drexel is May 1st if you're going to call Drexel the home for the next 4 to 5 years, again, depending on your curriculum. Yeah, so again, my name is Sagar Patel. My contact information is right there. I know some of you have reached out about visiting campus. Unfortunately, as of right now, we are still not allowing any visitors on campus. So please click on that link and do a quick virtual tour and kind of get an idea of what campus looks like. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Wake Forest University.
Matt, you're muted.
Sorry about that. All right, perfect. Well, this is going to be a very quick introduction into Wake Forest University. So my name is Matthew Avera. I'm an assistant dean of admissions today. I'm joined by the dean of admissions, Karen Vargas, as well. She's been helping with some of the chat function today. But this is a really brief overview of some of the things that Wake Forest has to offer. Wake Forest University is a small-ish liberal arts school. We're in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We have 5,300 undergraduate students, which puts us right in between the typical small and medium-sized universities. This allows us to kind of split the difference and be a little bit of that small liberal arts experience and a little bit of that large research experience at the same time. Our undergraduate population comes from all over the United States. We have 49 states and over 50 countries represented in our undergraduate population currently. So, students from the Southeast, from New England, from Texas, California, Washington, Colorado, are all within the most represented states on campus. As I said, Wake Forest is very much a liberal arts university. I think we lean very much on the liberal arts ideology. You're actually not allowed to declare your major at Wake until your 4th semester as a student. This means that you have 3 full semesters to explore all the things that we're offering. Wake has almost 70 academic departments with 45 majors and 60 minors. And across all of these departments, the average class size is about 24 students. Your introductory classes at Wake are going to be more like 30 students, and your non-intro classes are probably going to be a little bit fewer than 20 students, 18 18 or 19 students is the average for non-intro classes. And on top of that, our student-to-faculty ratio is 11 to 1. So between our class size and our student-to-faculty ratio, this should tell you that you're going to know your professors on campus at Wake, and they're going to know you as well. The relationships that students build with professors end up being, I think, one of the most important parts of the success of our education. We do have a liberal arts curriculum, as you can see with the divisions book right there. We split everything that we offer into 5 sections called divisions, and we encourage students to spread out and take classes within each division in order to graduate. And this creates the liberal arts mentality of our education, but we are also a top-tier research institution, and so this is kind of the opposite side of the same coin. We want you to have the broad education that comes with the liberal arts while also receiving the depth that comes with applied research. And so 60% of our students do faculty-directed research. In fact, every single professor who's teaching undergraduate classes at Wake is required to be also offering research to undergraduate students. About 50% of students at Wake do a full year of faculty-directed research, and almost 1/3 of students on campus at Wake graduate having already been published for research that they did as an undergraduate student. Now, I think a really quick, important part of our education outside of just the typical classroom experience is a study abroad opportunity at Wake Forest. Study abroad has become, I think, one of the most popular options for our entire experience. And the reason that this is true is because we have so many options to offer students in terms for study abroad. We have over 400 programs in over 70 countries around the world right now. And this means that you do have almost every corner of the world to choose from when it comes to thinking about study abroad. We have houses, permanent locations in Venice, London, and Vienna that are great options for study abroad. But we also have programs in over 65 other countries around the world. And so study abroad is really popular. Almost 78% of Wake students study abroad at least once before they graduate. And these programs can be semester programs, year-long programs, or summer programs. Furthermore, if you choose to spend a semester abroad, Wake Forest guarantees that your semester abroad will not cost your family any more than your other semesters at Wake. We balance your financial aid to make sure that your family is paying the same amount for that semester as any other semester, including all of your financial aid. In this way, we guarantee that every student at Wake Forest can choose to study abroad without having to worry about thinking, that it might change the financial situation for your family in terms of electing that process. This makes it very easy to study abroad, and again, almost 80% of our students choose to do so. Of course, living on campus at Wake, if you're not studying abroad, it is important to know that we require you to live on campus for 3 years at Wake Forest. Only seniors are allowed to live off campus, but you are guaranteed housing for all 4 years as a student. About 60% of our seniors choose to live on campus in a typical year, and this means that almost 7/8 of our student population is on campus in any given year. We have a very campus-centric experience. Our campus is the center of everything that we are doing. You can see 3 of our first-year residence halls right here in this slide. All of our first-year residences are pretty traditional hall-style experiences. You'll probably have a roommate. You'll prop your doorway open. That hallway becomes kind of your first community of friends on campus. But if you're not interested in sticking with that hall-style living for 4 years, most of our upperclassmen residences are suite style or apartment style residences as well. Now, in terms of campus life and the experience at Wake, we have a thriving campus experience. There are actually almost 270 student organizations on campus at Wake. And so the arts community is one aspect of that, is a thriving community at Wake. This slide really highlights some of the arts experiences. Between all of our different performing arts groups on campus, there is a performance every 3 days at Wake. This should tell you that students choose to be very busy. People get very involved with all of the student life, and the average student on campus at Wake is doing 4.8 clubs and activities each semester. On top of just the arts community at Wake, our student organizations include everything you could possibly imagine, from things like religious organizations or political groups to volunteer organization, recreational activities, academic groups, club sports, and intramural sports as well. And so all the things that you might look to get involved with, there's a great opportunity that Wake is offering that for you in some way. On top of all of the things that we're offering on campus, another, I think, really important part of our campus experience is athletics. Wake is an ACC school. We are a D1 university. We're actually the smallest major conference school in the United States. And so we have that big sports game day experience as well. And this drives, I think, a large portion of the spirit and enthusiasm for our campus along the way. Finally, I think a really important part of our experience that is, on top of everything that we're offering, our motto is Pro Humanitate. This means for humanity. And I think our motto creates a purpose purpose for our university. Our motto, Pro Humanitate, tells us that we have a responsibility to use the opportunities that we have to give back to our community in some way. And I think that drives volunteerism and getting involved throughout the campus community. So very quickly, a little bit about our application process. Wake is test optional. We've been test optional for about a decade as well. So that's very important to think about. But I'm being cut off here. I had about 30 seconds left, but that's okay. I'll go back to you now, Anna. So you can learn more on our website.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Boston College.
Great, thank you. I'm just going to set up my PowerPoint here. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Cindy Cordova, and I am a representative from Boston College. I'm a senior assistant director, and when you apply to BC, I'll be the person reviewing your application. So I'll share my contact information on the screen one more time at the end of this presentation. Boston College is unique in that we are a private research liberal arts institution located around 6 miles west from downtown Boston. And then we're also a Jesuit Catholic university. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to identify as Catholic to apply nor to be a student here, but while you're here, we will help you think about the person that you are, the person that you want to become, and the kind of impact that you want to have in your surroundings. So we ask our questions, we ask the questions that you see here on the screen. What brings you joy? What are you good at? And who does the world need you to be as you're thinking about your experience and transformation during your college years and beyond? We also have a very traditional looking campus, all 4 seasons here in the city. And we welcome students from all 50 states and around 78 countries from around the world. So while you're here, you'll meet other students who might have similar or different political views, religious views, life experiences. You'll hear different languages spoken on campus, and all of that really makes up for a very exciting and thriving classroom and residential community. We have 4 academic divisions. So when you take a look at the screen, you might find the things that you're interested in, or more than one thing that you might be interested in. And so when you apply to BC, we will ask you to select one out of the 4 academic divisions listed here. And those range from the College of Arts and Sciences, where you'll find the majority of our science and humanities-based classes, to the business school, the Carroll School of Management, moving on to the Lynch School of Education and Human Development, if you're interested in being in the classroom teaching K through 12, or you're interested in counseling down the road. And then finally, a very prestigious nursing school, the Cornell School of Nursing. And while you're here, the average class size is 27 students, and the student to faculty ratio is of 11 students to 1 professor. So we're not too big, not too small here at BC, but we have been able to maintain the classes to be very small and intimate for you to be able to feel comfortable asking questions in the classroom. We are around 9,300 undergraduate students. And so in that case, it's not a super large university, but rather a mid-sized university. Besides taking classes in the classroom, our students are also interacting with the clubs and organizations that we have here. And so you'll see that we have over 300 plus student clubs and organizations, and all of these really support our students as they're making their home away from home here in the city of Boston. The other thing I will say, I apologize, my slides. The other thing I will say is that our students also take advantage of the city of Boston. And so while you're here, you'll be able to go to museums and different restaurants in the area. It's very easy to move around, and you don't need to bring your car to the city. For this year, we have gone test optional for the seniors. So when you apply to BC, the review is holistic. We do provide fee waivers. We're also a QuestBridge school. So if you're going through the QuestBridge process, we do fully fund students who go through the QuestBridge process and match with us. And we offer early decision and regular decision. So you'll have to decide which round you're going to be entering. As I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of financial aid available. Actually, we meet 100% of full demonstrated need. So when you apply to BC, we are very generous with our financial aid. And we also have an office called Montserrat that continues to support our students as they are here and need any financial assistance with buying books or textbooks, or buying a computer, or getting toiletries for their dorms. So my contact information is on the screen one more time, cordovac@bc.edu. And again, when you apply to BC, I'll be the person reviewing your application. So I would love to hear from you and help you along the way. Thanks so much for being here. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. And lastly, we'll be hearing from Mercer University, so keep sending in those Q&A questions.
All right, so good morning. My name is Allison North and I'm one of the associate directors here at Mercer University. I do serve the state of Texas, so I have Houston, Dallas, everywhere in between. I'm just going to show you our brochure today because my hope is that after this, you will want to attend a virtual visit with us or come to campus. We are open and operational right now, so we welcome all students to come to campus, come visit us for a Saturday showcase or for a regular tour. So a little bit about Mercer. We were founded in 1833 in Penfield, Georgia, but we moved here to Macon, Georgia in 1871. Macon, Georgia is smack dab in the middle of Georgia. So we have this unique location of where we're about an hour and 20 minutes from the city of Atlanta. We're not too far from Disney World. A lot of students will go down there on the weekends, on our off weekends. We are about 2 hours from the nearest beach, so we have a pretty great location. We do have 65 plus majors for our undergraduate students, with 12 schools and colleges. Now, 6 of these are dedicated to undergraduate students for your bachelor's degree. 6 of these are dedicated to our professional schools. We do house an on-campus medical school. We have nursing school, pharmacy, PT, PA, you name it, we probably have it, and we're pretty proud of it. You can see some stats right here on this screen of what our average class came in last time. The average profile for the class of 2020 was a 1290 on the SAT, a 29 on the ACT, and a 3.99 GPA. We are a small private liberal arts institution. We used to be religious affiliated, but we lost our affiliation in the early 2000s because we really wanted students to come here and feel welcomed and not feel pressured to be a Baptist student. So we welcome all students. We are definitely proud of our diversity. We are a very diverse private liberal arts institution. At Mercer's ethos, our ethos are service and research. Every student who comes to Mercer, we want them to be involved in service and get involved in that research aspect. Students assume that you have to be pre-med, which we offer, you have to be engineering, which we also offer, to do research. But our creative writing students, our Spanish students, everyone is doing research. It truly is embedded in every single major on our campus. So just last year, of course, pre-COVID, our students put in over 500,000 hours of community service. That is a lot of hours of community service that about 3,400 undergraduate students put in. I get asked often, what makes up a Mercer student? And what's so great is there's no one stereotype of a Mercer student, but if a student comes to Mercer, I can tell you that they are going to leave with a servant heart. And that is what we've seen with all of our students. So they might not come wanting to do community service or giving back to the community, but they will leave wanting to do that. Also, when I talk about research, we have this whole philosophy on our campus that's called research that reaches out. And if you come visit campus, you will see this emblem all over campus. And it's something that we truly believe in. So we take that research that we do in the classroom and we like to apply it abroad. This is probably my favorite thing about Mercer, but we have something that we call Mercer on Mission, or MOM for short. And that is where different disciplines, we have about an agreement with about 34 different countries where we go and we actually apply that research abroad, and we do it through service. One I like to hit on is this picture that you'll see right here, where our biomedical engineering students actually go to Vietnam every summer to fit amputees with prosthetics. This is just one snapshot of the way that our students are literally changing the world. We say at Mercer, everyone majors in changing the world, and that could not be more true. Just to give a little bit of background, America left behind a lot of active landmines in Vietnam, and so our biomedical engineering majors now go over there to fit those affected by these active landmines who've lost a limb and fit them with prosthetics. Just last summer, unfortunately we were unable to go this summer, but last summer we fit our 13,000th amputee. That is 13,000 lives changed at the hands of our biomedical engineering students here. We have business students who go to Rwanda and teach women affected by genocide business skills. We've gone to Guatemala to help out with education purposes, Ecuador to help with mercury contaminated water. And it's truly amazing to see these students come back and how it has changed their world. But that is probably my favorite aspect of Mercer, is that Mercer on Mission. And actually Mercer pays for every part of that trip. The only thing the student has to pay for is the tuition. So also our students love to lead. We have over 150 clubs and organizations on our campus. And there's something for everyone. Of course, the political affiliated groups, religious affiliated groups, ballroom dancing, e-club sports team. We have everything in between. And what's so great is our students get to take hold of their education and those opportunities. So if you come to Mercer and there's not a club that you think, well, there should be this Disney Watchers Club or My Little Pony Club, whatever it may be, you can actually create that. You just have to have a faculty signature and some of your friends, and you have created a club on our campus. Let's see, we also are D1 sports. People are usually surprised by that, but we are a part of the SoCon conference. This is the birthplace of the ACC and the SEC. So we do have a rich history. Our men's baseball team goes to NCAA regionals every year. And we also are pretty great with lacrosse, soccer, etc. But I know my time is running out. Here is my information. Well, it's not coming up. Oh, well, but I can get my information to you. I would love to tell you more about Mercer. And like I said, we do have on-campus opportunities right now to visit and virtually. So I hope you'll visit with us.
Thank you. We have some time left at the end, so please send in any of your Q&A questions right now, and I'm going to invite any of the reps to come back on if they wanted to share something extra that they didn't get a chance to.
I'd be happy to finish my last slide if we have a minute for that.
Go ahead.
All right, so very quickly, I just wanted to reiterate that Wake Forest has been test optional for about a decade, and so you don't have to submit your SAT or ACT scores as a part of your application if you don't want to, but we are offering interviews as well this year, which adds an important creative aspect to our application. You're eligible for an interview as soon as you're finished your junior year of high school, and this gives us a 25-minute opportunity to get to know you through Zoom or in person in a normal year as well. Of course, for financial aid, we do require the FAFSA and the CSS profile. And the deadlines for all of these applications are on our website. The deadline for financial aid applications is December 1st. And so basically we ask that you submit your application to the university by December 1st in order to be considered for merit-based aid. But you can apply to Wake Forest all the way through January 1st for both regular decision and early decision. And so January 1st is our deadline, but December 1st is our deadline if you'd like to be considered for merit-based aid. Thanks very much for the extra time.
If I can just add, Anna, I know that's a question about double majors, and that's such a fantastic question. So at BC, we do allow for you to be able to study more than one thing. It's actually very, very popular for students to have 2 majors or do a combination of major and minor. And so if you have any questions about that, please let us know. If you do want to major in business or nursing, we do ask that you directly apply to the business school, the Carroll School of Management, and to the nursing school, the Cornell School of Nursing, as a high school student who wants to be a major in those fields here at BC, because it does get very competitive to switch into business and nursing down the road. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Also, right now, we're running virtual programming. We're probably more available to you than we've ever been. So please contact me if you have any questions. The virtual open house programming went live about 2-3 weeks ago. It's called Discover Boston College. and you can sign up by going to bc.edu/visit. And so you can click and there's an array of different programming, from conversations with our students who are students of color here at BC or first generation, resources with professors, different academic webinars where you can learn more about pre-med, pre-law, the different academic divisions that we have here. And then right now we're still closed to visitors just to keep everyone safe, but we do have a recording of our virtual campus tour, and you can also sign up for a live virtual tour where one of my current BC students, ambassadors, will walk around with her phone and show you campus and answer questions for you. So please reach out. We're here for you, and our thoughts are with you and your families, and we hope that you're doing well during this time.
I see that there's a couple questions for Baylor, so I thought I would just jump in and answer these really quickly. So we do have on our website, baylor.edu/SFS, Student Financial Services. You'll find a full list of information regarding financial aid and scholarships. One thing I do want to mention is that you do not have to fill out an application in order to apply for those academic scholarships. So all students that apply to Baylor are automatically reviewed for academic scholarships. We do have a separate additional scholarship programs application you can complete as well. And roughly 92% of all of our students do receive financial aid and scholarships. So I know that we are private, so that makes us pretty expensive across the board, but there's definitely lots of funding available. And I should have mentioned this earlier, but we do currently have VIP campus tours for seniors only. So if you are a high school senior, you would like to sign up for a VIP campus tour in person, definitely reach out to me. I can get you registered and get you connected. But for all of our underclassmen, we also have lots of virtual resources, including Zoom to BU, which is similar to what BC was talking about, where you could basically have an in-person quote unquote tour from the comfort of your own home and have it be done live. And then we also have lots of other virtual resources as well. So yes, if you're a high school senior, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to get you connected with an in-person tour.
I also wanted to just piggyback off of these virtual programmings that we have offering. If you just do a quick Google search, virtual visits, we have a couple different things that you can sign up for. We of course have our admission sessions, which is a longer program of everything that I kind of bundled up into 6 minutes if you'd like to learn more about the admissions process. We also have student panels that you can register for that are via Zoom, where you can meet with current TCU students and ask them questions about student life and their experience. And then we also have departmental info sessions if you want to hop on Zoom and learn more about a specific major or academic college. We do offer those. So if you guys would like to join us for any of those virtual programmings, again, just Google TCU virtual visits, or you can also visit us in person. We are capping the amount of visitors that we can have every day, but we'd love to give you a campus tour, either guided by one of our tour guides or self-guided if you're interested. So let us know if you are interested in any of that.
Kind of piggyback off everyone. Again, we do have all the virtual events as well. Also on our website, you could actually sign up for a one-on-one info session with me. So if you want to set up a one-on-one Zoom meeting, you're more than welcome to do so. I highly encourage you to have your parents, any legal guardians, if they have any questions about financial aid, or would like to know about Drexel, a little bit more about Drexel. Also, I understand some of you guys may have some specific questions about co-op and how it works. So definitely just email me or just set up the one-on-one Zoom meeting, and I'll definitely be able to answer all of them. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted this morning, so be sure to check out the rest. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings online. Thank you all. I see there are still some more Q&As, so I'll leave the Zoom going until the 45 mark. All right. Well, thank you all again. Have a nice day. Bye.